Welcome
to the dollhouse.
Hola. ¿Cómo está?
In less than
Merci beaucoup.
In less than 24 hours, we're either going to be highly
Suspicious! Hi!
either highly shocked
Or highly
pissed off.
disappointed. I'm going more towards disappointed than anything. However, we have hope. Okay. Two different videos. Maybe a two-parter. Probably three. So, here we go. We are going to hop into this. Marlene King did an interview
with Entertainment Tonight, discussing, well, actually, that was something,
supposedly Marlene says he is.
Well, she supposedly says his,
Dolls.
about playing with his dolls, and A's dollhouse, and welcome to the dollhouse, and blah, 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 and how you go back and you watch 3-1, 324, 424, 512, and 513.
So here we are just kind of recapping a little bit. We didn't go back and watch them.
Well, we watched 3-1.
3-1 we watched, but we didn't go back and watch the rest of them. We are just recapping, and we went and searched who was in these episodes. Now, this is not saying that if somebody wasn't in this episode, that doesn't mean that they're not they could have been mentioned. Like we said, we did not go back and watch. I have my homework for tomorrow. I am going to be partaking in these episodes, and I'm going to be watching and taking notes.
I will be at work.
But tomorrow should be a good day.
Yes.
Hopefully. Wednesday, not so much. Okay. So, we're just going to recap these episodes for you. Are you declining it?
I can't.
Okay, so just answer it and I'll hold this.
Just let it go.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Mike, call your mom.
Because we're making a video and she's trying to call.
Is she going to tell us what we're getting today?
I don't know. Sorry about that.
So, 3-1, which is one of the episodes where Marlene said, go back and watch, and you'll get clues as to who it is. Okay. We know that this episode is Mona's in Radley. It happened that night. That's the episode name. Mona is in Radley. First, let's just mention who was in it. Of our suspects. We're not saying everyone that was in it. Obviously, all 4 girls were in it, whatever. But we're going based on our suspects. In no order. This is just saying. Okay, Caleb was in it. Ezra was in it. Ren, Lucas, Toby, Allison, and Mona. No Paige. Paige was not in it. It's pretty much like season 1, episode 1 all over again, just with different people and different scenarios. Just
Right down to the same dress that Arya was wearing.
Looking in the
mirror.
We also have, okay, if we're going to take into consideration in season 1, episode 1, who did Hannah spend all of her time with?
Mona.
She was the original A in that episode. Yeah, she spent most of her time with her, whatever. Who did Hannah spend most of her time with?
Ren. Yeah.
Are you still making a video?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Why?
You're getting 17, I'm getting 9.
Okay.
You good? Do you want to talk? Or,
No, I'm good.
Okay. So Mona was the one that spent most of her time with Hannah in 1-1. And then we have 3-1. Hannah was with Ren most of the time. That's just pointing that out. Not saying it's a clue, but just letting you know. This is the episode where the girls, you go down to the same thing, like another barn scene almost, like the girls are drugged, Emily's drugged, they wake up, Spencer here, I don't know, she's gone. Same thing, over and over and over again with the same episode. this is when Allison's grave was dug up. We also see Allison sitting in the chair with Mona. And then...
reading Lolita about the teacher.
Yes, the teacher and everything like that. So, the ending was the girls are at the lodge, whatever. They didn't want to tell Emily what happened that night. Or, like, what happened when they went back to Mona's lair.
They didn't want to let her know that
All
it
the
was
stuff was
already
gone.
cleaned out.
Yes. But at the end, the girls find all these pictures in the trunk of Spencer's car.
And they get a text message that says, Mona played with dolls. I play with body parts.
So that was pretty much 3-1.
Dun, dun, dun.
324, A Dangerous Game. Okay, this is a lot of shit. Okay. This is when we see Spencer's in the black hoodie. Toby's alive. Hannah was in her red coat. Hannah, like, faked being red coat. They came up with the plan for the lodge and all this stuff. Supposedly, we learn later, Melissa said Wilden set fire to the barn, or to the lodge.
He set fire.
Do we know if that's true 100%? No, that's just Melissa saying that, but I'm just saying. Melissa, Shauna, Jenna were in it. Then we go to the Ezra and Arya in the hallway scene, which was just like
1-1 with Allison's funeral.
with Allison's funeral. Cece was in it, but not credited.
That's bizarre.
So, which would mean they didn't want you to know that Cece was in it. Like, that's weird. Cece was in it, but she was not credited in the episode. So, it says, like, you know, when you go to the cast, it says, Cece Drake, uncredited. Why was she not credited?
Perhaps.
Which we never saw. Technically, we never even saw her.
Right,
So who
perhaps
was
so.
she supposed to be
Right.
in there? Caleb was not in this episode, nor was Paige, nor was Lucas. The ending is red coat. Okay, we see the girls are driving away with Mona in the backseat, whatever. Mona's telling them the story about how Redcoat gave her a way in and out of Radley, and how it was fun in the beginning until she stole the game from her. So she's under the assumption that Redcoat had taken the game from her, stolen the game from her.
But she was in a mask, so she does not know who it was. And it looked like Allie.
It looked like Allie. She was the one at the... Mona was there when Emily dug the grave up, and blah, blah, blah. And then they get it. They come to the trunk. This is with Wilden, or the pig being in the trunk, whatever. And we come to the trunk, and they get a text. Your mind now kisses A. Mona gets the same text. So, and then at the end, the A scene is just the flashback with Allison and how she was pulled out of the grave. At that point, we don't know, but it was actually Grunwald. 424. A is for answers. Okay. This is all about Allison explaining everything. Ezra is in it. There's no Toby, no Caleb. Well, there's no Toby, no Caleb, no Lucas, no Paige. Okay? But were they one of those characters the rooftop shooter? Because that person obviously never had a, like, we know what I mean? Like, whoever it was obviously somebody that was not in this episode. We do not believe it was Shauna, and if you believe that, then
Goodbye.
That's your own thing. But we don't believe it was Shauna. We also see, like, you know, Allison's explaining all the tapes that Ian had and who hit her, like, how her mom saw her get hit over the head and she covered it up for whoever it was. And then also that she pushed Ian off the bell tower, just a whole bunch of stuff. Cece was in this episode also. Then we have Ezra gets shot on the rooftop, okay? But if that person in the black hoodie wanted to hurt Ezra, at one point, like, Ezra comes in and he's like, whoa, like, relax, I know who you are. He thinks it's Shauna, or does he? He's like, I know who you are, whatever. And they go to fire a shot at him, but they miss purposely. So if they wanted to hurt Ezra,
It would have been point blank range.
Yeah, it would have been no question about it. They would have been able to shoot Ezra, not a problem, just gonzo. So, Gianna and I were under the assumption that this was either staged or it was an accident that they shot Ezra. Or both. It was staged and it was an accident, or whatever. Which would kind of mean that this person, Ezra was helping this person, or this person just had like a different agenda, didn't want to hurt Ezra, or had maybe knows Ezra and did not want to hurt Ezra. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Something like that. So that was 424. Then we have 512. Taking this one to the grave. Obviously, this is where Mona dies. Blech. Ezra, Lucas, Paige, Allison, Toby, Caleb, all in it. Okay? Mona dies, but who helped her fake her death? We believe it was Lucas. I believe it was Lucas. I talked to you about that. I don't know if you believe that, right?
No, I do, yeah.
Okay. Then we have the ending scene where it's just the baby Jesus doll and Mona.
Kind of alluding to the fact that she's going to rise again. That's how I take it. I don't know what you take it as, but why put her doll inside a manger and remove the baby Jesus?
Yes. So, not really much happened in that
Granted,
episode.
yes, that was Janelle Parrish in the back of that trunk. That was Janelle Parrish keeping her eyes very open. Kudos to her, because damn, I would not be able to do that for that length of time.
Oh, but this person
Like-
has a soul. So obviously, if Mona was actually dead,
Yes, that was
this
another
person
thing that
has
Marlene King
yes.
said. Oh my, somebody says, a character in tomorrow's episode, oh my God, A has a soul. Who says it? We don't know.
A
Why they
has
say
a
it?
soul.
We don't know.
A has a soul, but yet supposedly this A person is the one who put Mona in this trunk. Don't you think that they would have maybe, I don't know, closed her eyes so she could rest in peace? That would be having a soul. You know what I mean? Like,
Not killing her to begin with. If
Yes,
that
well,
was,
yeah.
in fact,
that's a given.
A.
Okay, I just wrote this down really quick. This is 513, how the A stole Christmas. Why was Holbrook kissing Allison? Did we ever find that out? And why didn't none of the girls ever ask Allison? Did they ever happen?
I know that Hannah confronted Holbrook.
Holbrook, but nobody confronted Allison. Like,
Nobody says
excuse me.
anything about, why were you sucking face with Holbrook?
Yeah. So this is the ice ball. Again, we just have Ezra, Paige, Toby, Cece, Lucas, Caleb. This is where they go into the attic and
But I mean, let's
creepy
face
Toby's
it.
taking pictures in the house next
They
door.
didn't really have a chance to ask her that question, but they could have asked her when they went and asked her questions at the fucking jail. That could have been a question that they asked.
Yeah.
When they were sitting there in the jail, but up until that moment in time
Maybe
when
it
they
wasn't
went
the
to
most
see her.
important question. I don't know. Then we have a Christmas chicken. We watched the ending of that episode, and Ezra is just so ridiculous. He's like, "A Christmas chicken." He just says it so weird. But then we have the ending. Merry Christmas, bitches. A. Okay. That is recapping those. We're gonna come back with another video explaining maybe some similarities.